see what we got here in this box. Tight packaging. Alright, what we got is a new switch bezel right here. And a new switch. So we got a new switch bezel and a new switch for the driver's side door on my 2003 Dodge. There's the old one. Doesn't really stay in place anymore. And also, passenger side window a lot of times will not roll down if you're using the switch. So order this new switch assembly and we'll get it installed here and see what happens. First thing I got to do is disconnect the wiring harnesses here from the old switch assembly and get it out of the way. I got it disconnected. Pretty simple to do. There's just a little tab right here that you push down on, and then on this one there's a tab right there that you push down on, and it came right apart. So now, next thing, we're going to take the new switch and hook it up. Should be as easy as pushing those connectors into it. So got the connectors pushed into the new switch. So now I'm going to snap this bezel onto the switch. Should be pretty simple. Just put it on there and push down. Actually, I was wrong. I didn't pay attention. If you look at the back of this little thing right here needs a screw to hold it on, and there's two on the bottom. So you got to go get a screwdriver so I can take these screws out of the old one. This little Phillips screwdriver. Take these screws out, put them on the new one, and get it installed. So I just got a Phillips screwdriver because I don't want to strip it out when I'm putting it into the new bezel. So I'm just going to use a screwdriver to get this done. Like I said, there's just these two screws right here and then one on the top. I'll let you see when I've got it put back together. Well, I got a problem with this one. This broke off of the old plate. So I'm going to have to get a pair of pliers to hold this while I take the screw out on this side. I like these little channel locks that come in handy for all kinds of things. I'm going to use them to hold this piece of plastic while I take that screw out. And I'll see you in a minute. So I got all three screws out. I want to show you this old plate versus the new plate so you can see part of the reason why I had to get a new plate. So this is a new plate. It's got some tabs along the edge here. This is the old one. Those tabs are broken off. And it's pretty common if you've ever taken your door panel off, you got to take that switch assembly out of there, and a lot of times these will break. So you gotta replace them, get a new one, get good tabs on it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and screw this one to the old, not the old switch, but to the new switch, and get it installed in the door. Once I get it screwed on, then it should be as simple as just pushing that down into the door. Okay, one thing to note, I had to disconnect the switch because you can't really get in there and put those screws in with that connected and facing like this. So disconnected the switch. We're going to put this together and then we'll plug the switch back in and push it down into the door. So we got all three screws in there. I'm going to plug this in. This should be pretty simple. Usually just push it until those connectors click. It's hard to do with one hand, but get both hands on there, that'll be a lot easier. One more thing I should try before I push this down into the door and make it permanent is test things. Doors lock work. That's your window lock button. My mirror here, let's see if it works. Yep. Yep, it works in all directions. So now I need to test the windows. In order to do that, I got to put the key in. the driver's window works. Passenger window is working now. That one didn't work before. Now it works. Makes the dog happy. So let's test the back window. Alright, that's working. And the other back window, it didn't ever work. I think that motor's disconnected, so I'm gonna have to dig further into that. But the switch appears to be working for all the windows, so that's good. That'll make me happy. So now, the only thing left I should have to do is just get this in place and push it down on all sides. Might have to use both hands to get it in there. Maybe a little forcing it. All right. Now that's in there, yeah, you can see this upholstery's a little tore up here on the edges. That's from the old switch. Sliding around on this for a few years. Unfortunately, I just hadn't taken the time to look for a new switch and bezel to replace that with. So I get to deal with that. But it's my truck. This new switch assembly works, so I'm pretty happy with that. And one of these days, I'll get one ordered for that door panel. You can see right there, that one's out of place. That's the way this old one was over here. So I'll get a new bezel for that side and some new switches eventually, and we'll have this whole truck fixed up once I get that fixed and that window right there working. I want to take a moment to talk to you about somebody I'm affiliated with now. It's ownbosssupplyco.com. If you go to their website and purchase anything from their website, you get entered to get into their giveaway. Also, if you do want to purchase something through their website, you can use the code that I have below in the description, which is James98289, and enter that upon checkout and get a 10% discount on anything you purchase from them. You'll also get entered to win one of their giveaway vehicles. It's not just a vehicle. Right now they're currently giving away a Ram 3500 dually with a PJ 25-foot trailer, and I believe it's a 325G skid steer that goes with it. If you'd be interested in that, head on over to www.ownbosssupplyco.com and enter the discount code below to save 10% on any purchase that you make.